you got to do. I'm like, just tell me, bro. Please.
Please just tell me. I do not want to have to meet you later.
Right.
Nah, man. Be a Light Podcast, though, resetting the room. Be a Light Podcast mission statement. We're the #1 mentorship for mindset development, career ascension, education, and leadership cultivation. Our DNA is we authentic, positive. We respect all sex, race, religion, political views, and preference because we for all people. And we like to have a great sense of humor. We also are really, really, really out here, y'all. Like we living this life and we going through things and we overcoming things and we loving on our family. As y'all can see, man, we out here real fathers, real brothers, real men. You know what I'm saying? We do this to come together and give y'all the energy that, you know, we pass amongst one another. We had these conversations out loud in the public so y'all can be able to let that light illuminate. So welcome back to the Be a Light Podcast. It's your boy K.Sloan here with the homies.
J.Jones.
Jay Jiggity. We got the brain with us.
Boy, Nate G.
Nate G. Got the wise, the WAP, the wisdom. MrliftN'Go.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. Then you got the young bull, Khalil.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We out here. And man, what y'all got going on, man? What's going on in the world of us out here? What we got going?
I just want everybody to pray for Khalil because he's an instigator.
Bro, he just doing what everybody else do, man.
He incites violence. I haven't heard him speak one word about football, no Cowboys, no nothing. He gets on here on a Tuesday, 3 days after the game, and says, "Hey, anybody know what the scores of the Cowboy game was?"
Hey, man.
But
he just shake his head. That's what he
I
got.
appreciate that, Khalil, because I really kept the peace today. I ain't said none of the Cowboy fans, but I appreciate that, young man.
I don't even know what the score was for real, but I know the Cowboys lost though. I just know that. But
what was the point of even starting that? What was the point of even starting?
I seen you with your Cowboys shirt on. It looked nice.
Yeah. It's. I'm gonna add to this real quick. I feel like it's fun messing with y'all, bro. It's fun because y'all don't let us.
Kerry is a Chicago Bears fan. Kerry is a Chicago Bears fan. Before we start this, Kerry is a Chicago Bears fan.
That's why it's not fun messing with him. Kerry is just living a hard life right now.
yeah. It's not. It's, you know what I'm saying? I'm not expecting to win. Y'all over here expecting to win with no quarterback. But y'all got your boy though. He got some. Yeah, he all right.
Shout out Cooper Rush.
Yeah, he all right. Yeah. Shout out to Alex Singleton last night. My former teammate. He 21 tackles in the game, bro.
One man had a good game last night too, Gerald.
Come here.
For the Broncos.
Baron Brown.
Yeah, Baron. He had a good game too.
This woman always wanted to get on the podcast.
Hey, look at her. Hey.
Now you're on the podcast. You always wanted.
You gotta look into the camera.
What you gotta say to the people?
I'm Elise Lewis.
Okay, all right. Turn up.
Yeah.
She been asking, like, can I get on the podcast?
Yeah.
Today is your day.
Today was her day. That's what's up. She look just like your sister too, man.
Yeah.
That would make sense. But I mean, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's a Tuesday, so we can go ahead and get into it, get it going. We had some topics on here. You know, we've been breaking down the laws of light for y'all, so we gonna continue to do that. And the first law we said we're gonna get into.
Oh,
we lost it.
We didn't.
We lost the host. Oh man.
Hey, looking.
God, oh man, out of there. Chill though.
The first law we're gonna get into. Oh man.
He's gonna have to restart the stream, man.
That's crazy. Boy, the devil.
We rely on technology too much.
Facts.
You think he's gonna shake back?
I don't know. I don't even know if he know he's gone. He might be still talking.
God,
somebody take care.
Oh, how you love?
How can he leave and be the host?
I don't
I
know.
think
Keep
the
him up.
next person, like right now, I'm the host until he come back. So I think like whoever the next, yeah, it's me. So now I can kick Khalil out.
No, don't
Yeah,
kick me
go
though.
ahead,
I
go
was
ahead.
just playing with y'all.
You know, I'm just playing. Nah, it ain't
No.
that serious, man. We playing too. But
Yeah,
if he
man.
come back in, all you gotta do is probably click the same link, I hope. But I think we was gonna talk about why me. So I'll keep it going while until Kerry come back. So we just kind of talked about, I mean, DeMarcus came up with a million topics, but we're gonna talk about why me, how people kind of blame, not really blame their life, but they blame problems. They don't. I don't see how Kerry usually
It's different. It's different being
yeah, like I ain't never had to do. But basically, they act like they don't have the same 24 hours that every other human has, every other person has. They basically blame their failures on everything. Like, why me? Why me? Why I can't be this? Why I can't do this? Instead of putting in the work. So that's the big thing we're gonna say. Well, why me? But I don't know who's gonna start that. I guess whoever wants to.
Yeah. I started. Why you is because you lazy. That's usually why. Probably because you lazy or you making bad choices. If things is really going wrong, like that you feel like something is like, man, why did this keep happening? This and this just keep piling up. It's probably your fault. It really is. So do better and make better choices. But the other side of that is, like you said, like people think that nothing happens to other people. Don't personalize it, bro. It's not just you. If it's just like oh, there goes Sloan. Mm-hmm. If it's just like the things that you can't control in life that happen, it happens to everybody. But if you are making like conscious, it's probably not conscious, it's really unconscious, stupid decisions, that's on you. And you have to figure out how to change that. Like you have to get out of your own way. And then you can't say, why me? Because it is you.
Yeah. What about just to combat that? Oh yeah, Kerry back now. Oh, go ahead, Kerry.
I'm listening though. To combat that, what happened though?
No, I was saying to combat that, Nate, what about just regular life circumstances? You know, like we all go through some things that we can't control. What would you say to those things? That's what some people gonna get on here and say.
That's why I say don't personalize it. The things that you can't control, don't personalize and say like, man, why did X, Y, and Z thing that's out of my control happen? Because it's life and you don't know what's gonna hit you, right? There's probably some kind of character test and some kind of learning experience if you shift your perspective on it. But that's, I think, having a positive outlook on everything, right? That's saying you can learn, you can grow from even the negative things that you're going to go through. So if it's something that's truly outside of your control, don't trip about it. Understand what you can fix, right? Work on the things that you can control around it. Try to get through it the best way that you can.
Yeah. And I agree with you, Nate. The thing about me is you never know what's going to happen. I mean, it's crazy. This happened to me today. I was playing spades on my phone, the card game spades. The worst hand I ever seen in my life. But, I was like, man, why the game going to give me this weak hand? But I played the hand that I was dealt. And the crazy thing is the other person didn't really know how to play spades. Yeah. And I ended up winning. If I just quit, you never know. I would have never won that game. So just like in life, if you wake up and say, man, I can't do this, I can't do that, instead of trying to do it, you try to do it, maybe God bless you. Maybe, he gives you what you need to finish that, that goal, to reach your goal, to reach whatever you need to do. So with me is don't quit. I always say that. I probably said it a million times because you just never know. So you wake up, you feel like the hand you was dealt is terrible, at least try, because you never know what the outcome is. So that's my thing. I never say, why me? I'm just going to keep trying, keep moving, and you might end up winning. So,
and I can add to that because, like you said, sometimes like in Uno, somebody might hit you with a +4. That don't mean you can't come back and win the game though. And sometimes while you in that why me situation, you got to kind of step out of your own situation and kind of look at the world around you and what other people going through, because that kind of help you. That kind of help you see it from like, okay, like Nate was saying, it's not just you that's going through it. Everybody got to get up, go to work, and pay bills and do this. Everybody got to suffer, like I heard this thing on a movie, it said all living things suffer. So it's not just this person, it's everybody. But if you in that mindset, like everything is going to me, then it's probably something in your head that you selfishly doing. Like he said, unconsciously, you might not know it, but it's something selfish in your head where if you think like everything is why me, because sometimes, like he said, life get hard, but everything is not like this bad. Like it's gonna be good and bad. It's like, you know, you don't never know, like he said, what's gonna come at you, but you know, you can kind of prepare yourself with that. And if you can't, you know, just play the cards that if it hit you off guard, just still try to play the cards that you was dealt with. That's all I gotta say.
I like that. I like that. That's a fact. That's when you say all living things suffer, that's a very similar thought process to what I have always thought. It's just like I am going to have my turn. Like no matter what situation, like they say in the Bible, the head will become the tail will become the head. Like you are going to have your turn at suffering and success, but you got to be ready for either or because, you know, just the person you are. And I think when you talk about, you know, that focus on just you, like why me, that to me, that's immaturity. That's the sign of an immature person. There's certain things about whatever it is you're saying, why me, you still have to mature past that. And we all have those thoughts rolling our head, but to be able to live in that and stay there, I think that's that sign of like, okay, there's something I need to grow past because I'm feeling insecure because I'm not good at something, or, you know, I had a string of bad events that work together. Like we're going to get down, but you have to say, like you said, Jarrell, like this hand that I'm played, or excuse me, this hand that I'm dealt, I'm gonna play it. Like I'm gonna play it no matter how it looks. Like I have the ability to join my own team and stay on my own team and not join the other team, which is against me. I can stay on my team. I'm never gonna root for the other team. Like I'm a Bears fan. I'm used to us being trash, but I'm never finna just go into the game and be like the Cowboys finna beat us because they look better than us on paper. Like, nah, bro, I'm a Bears fan. Like, what's the name? My quarterback, Kyle, gonna go crazy. He gonna throw for 10 touchdowns that game because we're playing Justin Fields.
Okay.
That boy went back to Kyle Orton. I just want y'all to know that he went back to Kyle Orton. That's how much suck he's used to.
Hey, man, I know no matter who our quarterback is, he get nailed. No matter who he is, he gets smashed back there. But either way, you know what I'm saying? I'm still with my boys, man. My Bears, we're going to ride for them because that's my team. Like, just like any situation I'm in, it's my team, it's my team. Like, I'm not going to join another team. What's up?
I was going to say, and I always say that God gives us tests. Yeah. So something positive you can say is, why not me? Because if you pass the test, you never know what comes after that test. So instead of saying, why me? You might say, why not me? You know, I want that test. I'm ready for my test. So when you're going through something, it might just be a test. So forget saying, why me? Why not me? Give me the test. I'm ready for it, God. If you're ready for it. Because, you know, when you ask for it, he might give it to you. So,
and you're going to see all of the sides of it. And then you're going to be like, dang, I didn't know it came with this.
Right.
It's like,
let's turn that
positive. You know what else I will add on that too? When you say, why not me? Why not look at other people who have succeeded going through hard situations and say, why not me as well? Why can't you be one who get through it? Why can't you come out on the other side better for it? It's our mindset, bro.
So I got a question for you. Oh, my bad. Go ahead, DeMarcus. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
I mean, you're the host, you know. Go ahead.
Bro, go ahead. Add your...
No, I was going to say it all ties in, even though I didn't know we were doing this today. I had time today. I was doing a lot of reading, but there was a quote I wrote down was okay, life is like stairs. Take one step at a time. When everybody wants to use the elevator, you will not appreciate the trip. And that's kind of like what we're saying now. Like when you're going through things, you're saying, why not me? Like what Nate was saying, to tie in with Gerald and Khalil was saying, look at the positive side, keep going. And then you can always respect the trip that you took because you took them stairs, you got to your destination, you got to the top, however you want to look at it, or you just got through it, the obstacle or whatever you got through it. And you can look back, learn from it, and continue on with your life with a greater perspective of what it takes to be where you're at.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
It's hard for me to fold. No matter what the hand look like, it's hard for me to fold. I'm going to try, man. I'm going to try. And I might win. Even if my hand, I'm trying.
Because really, you ain't got no choice.
Yeah, like what else can you do? You can't fold the spades.
You really ain't got no choice. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
You remember that time we played and Terrence sat there and thought he was going to run a Boston on us? That boy thought he had every book. And I said, I know it's rough over here, but like I always say, I'm going to make something shake, right? I hit him for the one. and I'm gonna set you on it. I always remember that because it's really like, bro, when the card is stacked against you, it ain't nothing you can do but try. And if you make it work, if you do things the right way, it's harder to do than it is to say, of course. But if you really make the right steps, if you try, if you, focus your energies the right way, you can actually come through something, bro. So
yeah. And I think the thing about what you're saying too, what it makes me think about when you say that, I like to put myself in a situation of me winning that situation and thinking about the backstory. That's where I usually take myself. So when I'm going through it and I really start to second guess, I'll take myself to the future, like way in the future, like where I overcame this, I got past it. I'm in a situation like having a conversation about it. And that'll be like when it gets the hardest for me, I tend to do that. And I'll be like, I dealt with this, this is how I did it. And this is how I'm gonna be able to help others through it. That's something I always try to like do because I'm a natural like helper. So that motivates me to want to get through some of the things I get through. It's like, well, one day I want to be able to help somebody get through this. So I got to get through it because somebody's going to need, especially when you got kids, man. I think as a parent, the things that stall you out, you have to know that one day your kids gonna run into those same challenges. And if you never overcame those, and even you being young, Khalil, one day, you'll get in that position, you're gonna be like, man, like I want to be able to give you something, and you don't want to be empty-handed when it comes time when they're like, yo, how do I get help with this, Dad? And you looking at them like, well, I quit that too. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be that one. Hey, you don't want to be that one because you pat your pockets like, man, I ain't got it. Like, you don't want to be in that situation. So it's like, you almost had that duty. Like I think us as men on this call, we have a duty as the type of the man we want to be. Like, we got to see that in our mind's eye consistently so that, we can be that light and we can be able to shine a light over our families, our friends, et cetera, man. Like, straight up.
Just make me think about. Go ahead, Khalil.
I was just saying to piggyback off what you were saying, like I'm taking general psychology right now, and I was reading this, like it was saying like during certain ages of our life, we get like certain tasks to complete, and like when we complete those tasks, we feel like complete. But if we don't complete those tasks during that certain time of our like maturing stages, then we feel like inadequate. That's what it said, and then you feel like then you start to feel inadequate, and then you start to look at yourself like less than people. And now that's how Mr. Sloan was just telling me. That's why I gotta kind of what he was saying about completing those tasks or getting through something so other people can also get through those. Instead of like me growing up and I'm inadequate, and I'm like, well, I don't know how to do it. You don't know how to do it either. Well, we might have to sign you up for counseling or something. Like, you know what I'm saying? Instead of just getting through it myself. So I kind of agree with what you were saying.
That's Eric.
Guilt everything.
Yeah, Eric Erickson's social stages of development. That's what that is. Yeah. But go ahead, DeMarcus.
No, y'all killed. I was trying to play devil's advocate when Gerald was like, I can't. It's hard for me to fold because we got those people out there that it's easy to fold. It's easy to say, you know what, I'll quit on this. I'll just wait on the next opportunity. But I mean, Khalil just gave the best response to that. Like, you get to a point to where you're feeling inadequate and then you have nothing to give. And where is your worth? Where is your value? And then that can domino into a lot of mental illnesses, a lot of whatever. Like you kind of already answered the question before it was already asked. Like, there's some people that will tell you like it's easier to quit because I don't have to put any effort into it, and I can just wait on my next opportunity. As long as I'm alive, I'll just wait on the next opportunity. But it's not always true. In fact, it's never true.
Yeah. Cool. Quitting will always be there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's what people got to hold on to and understand. It's like hold on and keep going because you always going to have that option to nod out. Like, you can always be average. You will always get that opportunity, but you are not going to always have the opportunity to be great, to be amazing, to have your dreams become a reality. That's a very small window. And when you get that opportunity, somebody said, there's this book I'm reading. I think they call it opportunity a hottie. They called it a hottie goddess. They said she comes when she wants to. So when it said that, I was like, man, like I guess that means that you can't count on opportunity. Like it's gonna do what it wants to do. But when you're talking about us as going out here and trying things, it's like you quitting. Like, yes, always gonna be there. Like, you always gonna be able to nod out and just be like, man, that was too much for me, y'all. And they have a whole story about it, be telling everybody about how you almost did something or talking about your glory, that you always gonna have that opportunity. Like, look, what's the glory in that? That's not life. Like, life is us being triumphant, living in glory, like being able to stand on our own 2 feet, you know what I'm saying, trying to make things happen as men and women out here. So that's what we need to be aiming for. And, we got to hold each other accountable too.
I'm glad you said the word glory, man. That's what I was going to say. I always think about Kanye's old song, I did it all for the glory, right? But not from a sense of like people glorifying you. It's once you come through a hard situation, it's glory in that. It's a glorious moment because now you got something that you can teach a younger generation. Now you got something to build for yourself to say, oh, I can do that. I'm a little bit stronger. I'm a little bit better. So if you really just push through and look for the glory in everything, it gives you something to keep on fighting for. Like, why not? Because the other side of it is embarrassment, pretty much like y'all saying. It's feeling inadequate. It's not having what you want out of life. So why not go fight for it?
Yeah, facts. And then, I don't know. So we hit why me? Did we talk about change? I know I got buzzed out.
No, I had to introduce the topic, and I'm like, because I wasn't ready for you to fall off. Like,
nah, it's all good though. But that's hey, I feel you though, Pippin. You came in there real quick and dropped that. Yeah,
I didn't know what to say. I was like, I was ready to say what I was gonna say. I wasn't ready to introduce the topic.
Nah.
Found out being a host is totally different.
Man, all the pressure, all the eyes. Like, okay, all right.
Man, it's all good, dog.
But he didn't quit though.
He didn't quit. He played it. Yeah,
smooth.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, so there's transitioning, talking about flipping the switch. You know what I'm saying? Like, DeMarcus put that topic. I have an idea about that topic, but what exactly, when you placed that topic on us, did you mean by the law of light? Talking about flipping the switch and the importance of that. Or do you remember?
You put me on the spot, but when we was talking in the prelude, I agree with where you were going because of the other topic. I know what that was about, but flipping the switch was to go from like like in a room, how you literally flip the switch. You go from darkness light.
Bro, come on.
No, but some people don't know that the switch is right there.
Yeah.
So, but you had a different twist on it. So
I like where you went though, and I honestly don't remember my twist, but I do know that code switching is what I think about when we talk about flipping the switch. And when we talk about code switching, y'all, code switching is like when you use different types of language depending on where you are in life, right? So we all wear multiple hats, but when I talk to my homies, I may have a certain type of dialect, certain type of conversational tone, certain type of way I interact. But then when you go into like a professional setting, you tend to change your vernacular and you speak a little more professional. And you may say, yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, because of the way that you communicate is perceived. And people tend to judge you based on that, just the world we live in. So then when I think about that, like, you got to be able to know when it's time to lock in. Like they say, like, the balance versus focus type of idea. Like when you focus, you out of balance. And when you balance, you out of focus. So it's like, if I'm locking in on this type of man I am right now, like if I'm saying right now, we doing a podcast, I'm locked in, I'm focused, and we tapping in, we trying to give people light. Like, that's the focus right now. I'm not balancing right now. I'm not worried about a million other things. Like, we are doing what we do in this space of how we do it. Like, this is, we're here for this reason. The intention is set. And to me, I feel like that's like flipping the switch. Like, if I go to work, I'm a teacher. Like, from that point until I walk out that door, like, I'm there to educate the young minds, build people, mentor, be a solid meshing point in my academic community right there. Like, but when I come out of that building, though, I'm back to being the other jobs that I have, whether that be a father, whether that be a coach, etc. It's like, I feel like flipping the switch to me in this way is almost like you got to say, hey, it's time right now. Or like, when it's time to relax, hey, it's time right now. Feed up. Like Jarrell say, we going to Mexico. You know what I'm saying? We chilling. We big chilling, and turn it off. Like, for the workaholics, turn it off. Flip the switch. It's over with.
My thing, Kerry, because I use this at work because, we counselors. So I try to tell my team, like, when you go home, like you just said, you're a mother, you're a father, you're an uncle, you're whatever you are. But we call it switching our hats since we're using props today, DeMarcus. We wear many hats. So whatever you are, like you said, when I go to work, I'm in counsel mode. I'm trying to save people's lives. When I get home, I want to play the game with my niece. When I'm in the gym, I might get mad at something, you know? So anything, like you said, whatever I need to focus on at that time, I can flip the switch. And I know football players on here, y'all know, you can be the meanest person on the field. You can try to hurt people. And right when you get off the field, right when you say good game, shake hands, you can be shaking it up with your homeboy on the other team. You can be hugging like, hey, man, I ain't seen you in a minute. But while the helmet on, while the pads on, hey, man, you the enemy. Like Kobe did Pau Gasol. I don't know if y'all saw that in the Olympics. Mm-hmm. Like Kobe did Pau Gasol. You're not my brother right now. Now, after the game, when you put on that electric uniform, we family. Right now, I'm trying to kill you. So he flipped the switch. Whatever I got to do to win. So that's kind of how I do. We wear many hats in life. You flip the switch on whatever the focus is. So.
And real quick, before y'all add to that, that adds more energy to your execution. Like, when you figure out how to flip the switch timely, you add way more energy to your execution. You put way more focus, way more attention, way more when you know how to do it properly. Because if you never turn the switch off, you just running low. Like you running low. And then once you get to like where you running off fumes, then now you ineffective, you irritated, and you're not producing the same way you would have if you learned how to flip that switch on and off. So I just wanted to add that.
Nah, I totally agree with what y'all saying, man. The only thing I would add is I think that's a good way to keep a clear mind in the things that you're doing, right? When you can actually say, hey, I'm taking this hat off, I'm cutting this switch off, whatever it is. Now you're keeping a clear mind. When you step outside of the school and you got to go be a dad, when you're going to be a friend to whatever role that you go and step into, when you know that's what you're about to do and you give it all your energy, one is more effective. It means more, but it keeps your mind clear. It doesn't get you, pulled in so many different ways. So,
yeah, I can add to that. Just basically what all y'all saying is basically like how you said last podcast, Mr. Sloan. Just one of y'all said it. Y'all just said stay where your feet is. Like, so if you in the hood with your family, that's where you at. But if you like y'all saying in a professional organization, then that's how you supposed to act. You can't act like how you acting with your family and friends at a professional organization, because they're gonna be like, "Oh my goodness, what's wrong with this dude?" Like, you gotta act like how, basically how y'all said, just stay where your feet is.
And I want to add to that too, real quick, Khalil. I know DeMarcus about to add to this, but like, when you say acting about, like, I guess acting the role, essentially, I don't want it to be misconstrued that we're telling people to be inauthentic. You know what I'm saying? We want you to be real. But you have to reveal sides of yourself that are pertinent to the situation. Mm-hmm. Like, every situation doesn't warrant the whole you all the time. Like, you just give them the you that's warranted at this time, but never sacrifice yourself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because that's going to kill you. That'll kill you quicker than everything else we're talking about, because then you create stress within yourself as a man. Like, you got to, every single situation I'm in, even if I'm not saying, y'all and, man, the boys over there crazy, all that stuff. Like, even though I'm not saying that stuff, I'm still being myself, and I'm saying it professionally. Like, man, they're acting really inappropriate over there. If I say something like that, I'm like,
I feel you.
You feel me?
Yeah, Sloan, because you know how we used to work at Sweetwater. We used to be brothers. You know what I'm saying?
Brothers.
We acted ourselves. We still was brothers. So
gotta be.
But once again, you've answered the question before I could even put it out there. I was going to ask, like, for the people that can clearly say, I'm not finna be fake. How you say focus and balance, and when you're in focus, you're out of balance. When you're in balance, you're out of focus. Mm-hmm. I know a lot of people will say, well, I want to be balanced all the time. I'd rather be balanced than anything, because they can put such a positive connotation to being balanced, being real, being myself no matter where I go.
Yeah, man, but that hat you wearing is real. It's you. It's just a different hat. When I'm on the football field, I'm not walking around tackling people for no reason, So the helmet I was wearing at that time is the job I had to do. The counseling I had to do is the job I had to do. I'm not about to come home and try to ask, unless my niece or somebody needs it. I'm not gonna be like, oh, so what's your triggers? Man, let's have some fun. You just got out of school, man. You're not trying to talk about
that. You ain't trying to talk about none of that.
So you're not being fake. You just wearing a different hat. It's different hats to the different person you are at that time. So
life is multifaceted. People are multifaceted, man. It's not fake is when you're trying to be who you're not, right? Be who you are in every situation, but understand every situation requires different rules. It's different things that you can do. So,
not about to walk to work with with some alcohol or anything. I'm not about to drive. You know what I'm saying? I drive at my job. I'm not. Just be smart.
And the other side of this too, you know what I'm saying, is like, yeah, like every society's created rules around certain things. So it's like that's what we're speaking on, is like the way society sees things. But let's say you want to be a society disruptor. You know, say you want to fit into that role, like, and you say, no matter what these brothers talking about, I'm gonna do what I do, or I do what I do. It's like, okay, just be able to take the result. You feel me? Like don't be that person.
It's because it was you. Because
don't play the victim.
Don't want to do right because you want to do what you want to do.
Used to always say the fight come with that.
If a fight come with that, fight come with that. Like it's like you gonna have to fight come with that.
So
hey, have to. And
that's so true, because I'm not gonna put them out there, but they have some shows that glorify like people being authentically themselves, but in the wrong place.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always, since some of these shows started, I've always said there's no way that person is responsible for that hat that they're wearing and the accommodations that come with that hat, whether it be the pay, the responsibility, whatever, and they act like that. There's no way that those two coincide and they're still able to keep their position and keep that hat. So yes, I think that was described very eloquently for the people who say, I'm gonna be myself wherever. Right. Like y'all saying, like a fight come with that. I understand that you can't play victim when you get on the other side of that.
Right. You gotta learn your situation. Learn how to maneuver, because like even I think about this when you said what you just said. I thought about Rick Ross back when the song "You Don't Even Know" came out, and he said his line he said in that song, and he lost millions off of one line. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna say that line on the podcast.
We're not gonna say that line.
Not gonna say that line. But what I'm saying is the reason why I'm telling this situation to everybody is because the things that come out your mouth, the way you represent yourself, the things you do with your family, and the things you do in private, all these things. I mean, it's okay to be authentic, to be yourself, but you just have to understand, the world that we live in, everything, every action has a reaction. You know what I'm saying? And the reactions aren't always your business, to be honest, because some people react from where they coming from, which is, that's their situation. But if they cutting you a check, you know what I'm saying? Or they somebody you trying to immediately affect and then you can't get through to them because they have a barrier up now because of something that happened. You have to be able to say, okay, I was willing to take that loss there. You gotta be able to assess what you're willing to handle in regards to the losses and the wins when it comes to these interactions you got and who you are as a person. And it comes back to knowledge of self, bro. Like, what's your goals? Like, I was talking to somebody earlier today talking about like a vision map. She was saying she wanted to get a vision map and she wanted to be intentional about her life now. I was like, cool. I was like, you gotta be direct, and you gotta, pretty much dive into yourself every day and say, what is it really that I'm living for? Like, because when you can answer those questions more often, I feel like then you're not afraid to be authentically yourself in every situation. Like, because you know what you're going after. You know the North Star, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I
Ruby just pulled up?
Who?
My aunt, everybody. I just heard her voice. Yeah, I'm about to stay. Look, now I need to lay low. Y'all, we can stay on this podcast about 10 o'clock. I love my Ruby. You might look. I love you.
I love you. No, man. I think we covered a lot. I mean, in closing, what do y'all feel like the people need to know? I mean, right now, like we talked about it. We talked about change. You feel me? We talked about flipping the switch. We talked about why me type of understanding, why me culture. So what do y'all feel like we need to do to be able to unlock that light within us right now, pertaining around the topics we just covered, and just what y'all been thinking about?
Get out your own way. I feel like everything we talked about is get out of your own way. Don't prevent yourself from being your best you.
Yeah. 100.
I want to say something else, but I'm going to say get out your way. Because I ain't Ruby there. I'm not going to say that.
Say it.
Don't be it. Really that simple. If you prevent yourself from doing that,
that you bounded it.
life would be a little bit better for you.
Hey, bro, this is a funny podcast.
I'm gonna say, I said it earlier, but don't fold, man. You just never know. Don't fold, man. The game of life never fold. Fight over fold. Write it down. Get a tattoo or something. Fight over fold, man. Just try to. You never know what's gonna happen in life.
Yeah. Basically, to piggyback off that, I can say just keep your head up because it can always be worse.
You never know, especially when you see somebody like. I'm sorry that I said we need to get out here, but you said something that in my line of work, what I do every day, I leave my job saying, thank God, no matter what, because I deal with homeless people. I deal with people who hear voice, schizophrenic, bipolar. They can't control it without medication, So you just never know. If you have an apartment, 1-bedroom apartment, and you land on the floor, you're doing better than a whole lot of people. A whole lot of people. So that's real. Mark, I thought you froze, bro. I swear I thought that's crazy.
No. I guess me to end it, to bring it back full circle, just like this switch, you make yourself available to whoever you want to make available to. When you turn that switch on, just know that you're putting that hat on, making yourself available to whoever you want to make it available to. If you don't want that to be available to those people, turn the switch on.
Hey, this boy propping.
And don't forget
to switch your hats, man.
Yeah. I feel it. To piggyback off the Marcus, what you focus on the longest will become the strongest. So you keep locking on to whatever it is, and you keep saying, why me? Why this? Why that? Because you keep looking at it. That's what you're looking at. Take your glasses off, because you're wearing like the beer goggles. Take them off. Put on some better glasses. That's showing you winning. That's showing you thriving. That's showing you surviving. That's showing you doing all the things you said you want to do. Keep them on and fight for them glasses, because people are going to try to take them off your face. It's like they're worth $1 million or something. Everybody always going to have something to say about what you can and cannot do. But the only thing that really matters is what you think about yourself. So Be Like Podcast, man. We tapped in with y'all. It's another one. We done gave y'all some bars. We're giving y'all gems. We're giving y'all love. We're giving y'all energy. All we ask for is a couple likes, some subscribes. You know what I'm saying? We be giving y'all a lot, dog. Like, I'm getting a lot.
If you can flip the switch, you can click the button.
Yeah, that's what
Click the button.
Click that.
No, for real.
So, yeah, man. Be Like Podcast, baby.
Eagles 6-0.
Eagles trash. All right.